Okay.
Let me just make sure that we're live because for some reason.
Yeah, live. I think.
There we go. Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hop on and join us for Coffee with Chris Natha. We're going to give you a minute to join us. Good morning. We are so excited to be here with you all. Good morning, everyone. Come on in, join the party because I have a super special guest this morning. Good morning, everyone. Because I have a super special guest this morning. There we go.
Hey.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Chris Natha. I am Chris Natha DeRozier. I'm a certified life coach, author, and speaker. And I am always excited to come on this weekly broadcast and share with you, inspire you, encourage you, empower you to be the best version of yourself. And this morning, I have an incredible guest. I am so excited. I am so excited to have her. She makes me laugh. She knows how to make me cry and everything in between. I'm just so proud of her. So everybody, welcome the Ludy Saintil.
Oh my God, really? Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me here. I am truly excited. And thank you for sharing your platform with me.
Absolutely. It's always an honor to chat with you and just to talk about all the great things that you're doing, just how God is moving in your life.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited just to hear more about that and everything else going on. And so if anyone has been living under a rock, right? Because I mean, who doesn't know who you
Oh
are?
my
But
God.
for those that don't know, for those that don't know, tell us, who is Ludy Saintil?
All right. So Ludy Saintil wear multiple hats, but Ludy Saintil is a believer first. You know, I can't I'm nothing without God. Everything that I'm doing is because of him. Um, he is the foundation of everything that I'm doing. Ludy Saintil is an author. She's a speaker. She's an MC. She's now an entrepreneur. She always been an entrepreneur, but now it's like an official entrepreneur. And so I wear plenty of hats. Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm happy to hear that because you're so creative. And I'm just
Thank you.
so excited to see that you're able to really use all of those gifts that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just a shameless plug, guys, she's awesome at everything. She's
Yeah.
an amazing MC. She's an amazing author. She's an author. She speaks. She
Mm-hmm.
loves the Lord. She is a worshiper. Okay, if you haven't caught her
Oh
videos, you better
yeah.
catch one. Okay, and she's a worshiper and she's bilingual when she worships. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so she just does so many things, and then she has her awesome business she's going to tell us about as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Ludy, I want to talk a little bit about your history. You
Mm-hmm.
are one of the founding
Mm-hmm. The
members of the
original.
I'm a Masterpiece family. And
Yes,
it's
yes,
so
yes.
awesome. And I just want you to tell everyone your experience with that. How was that for you? What transformation have you seen in your life, in who you are as a person by being a
Mhm.
part of the I'm a Masterpiece family?
Okay. So I'm one of the originals. I'm just gonna say that because you already know, right, Coach?
I do.
I'm one of the original uh, members of I'm a Masterpiece, and I want to go back. I'm going to go way, way back to the mindset that I had before I joined I'm a Masterpiece, if that's okay.
Sure.
So when I joined I'm a Masterpiece, I can say fear really had a stronghold on me. Okay. I was afraid to dream. I was afraid to share with other people about my dreams. And I believe I attended one of Chris Nantha's event. Well, really, I attended a tea party. And then from there, I attended one of her events and she was speaking. And I remember I just literally walked up to her table and I said, look, I'm ready to get my life together. Right. And I was afraid. I was literally afraid because I remember, prior to meeting Chris Nantha, prior to becoming a member at my church at the time, my former church, Redeeming Word, I remember speaking to people about my dreams, about my goals. And I've never had any issues with telling people about the things that I wanted to do. Never, but I realized something happened when I spoke prematurely to people who did not have the vision that God, gave to me. They spoke, negative words. They spoke venom over what God was sharing me, and it led me to be mute. I was afraid. And so when I came to you, it's like something broke off of me. It's like I was ready. It's like it was fire under my feet. Because I knew that this is the moment that I needed. I needed to get out of this, mindset that I literally allowed people who didn't have a heaven or hell to even put me in the first place. Let's talk about that.
Yes, yes.
And so, if you're watching, it's time for you to stop giving people who don't have a heaven and hell to put you in, limit you and cripple you.
You better
and
say
so,
it.
I'm not here to preach this morning, but
That's all right.
but when I joined I'm a Masterpiece, I can honestly say Chris Nantha, she gave me the ability, like she made me believe that I can believe again, like she made me feel like I can fly. She never limited me. She would listen, and, her voice is very poised, she's very soft spoken, she's like, okay, let's do this, and I'm like, you're not going to tell me no. You're not going to say it's too big. I'm thinking too far out. Girl, let's go, And I'm like, then let's go, coach. Like, let's do it. And from then on, it really, I've been a force to be reckoned with. I hit the ground running and I haven't stopped, Not only was I able to, detox all these negative words that was spoken over my life, but even the mindset that I have, because I am Haitian American. If you guys are here watching, that I believe that our parents, they trained us literally. They trained us to just be, some of us, mediocre. They don't allow us to dream big. I want to say it's always they have given us this protocol of do's and don'ts. And so we grow up to not have that childlike faith to believe that we can obtain more and gain more and achieve more, And so these disbeliefs, this belief system that I had, just go to school and get a 9-to-5 job, like it just broke off of me, And so I can honestly say joining, I'm a Masterpiece gave me that ability to dream again, to believe again, and to believe that I can get more out of life than just living average. I hope I.
No, that's good. I'm just enjoying and taking this in, and I'm excited because you took a chance on yourself. You were afraid when we started. You were nervous. You didn't know what to expect. But thank you first for trusting me. And secondly, for saying, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to give my goals a chance. I'm going to dream again, I'm going to honor the gifts that God put on the inside of me. And for those of you watching, I'm encouraging you to honor the gifts that God has put on the inside of you. You are a God carrier. And so I'm encouraging you to honor that today. And so, Ludy, that was so beautifully said. Just truly not trusting the beautiful things about your heart with anybody, right? Because some people are dream killers.
Yeah. Oh, mm-hmm.
They are professional warriors and they will throw that on you. And I can say culturally, I always tell my parents this and they don't like it. I always say, you guys taught us how to be afraid. And they're like, what? I'm like, we're so worried about making a mistake that we don't try. And so I've decided to just go against all of that and just try. And I'm so proud of you for taking the steps and pursuing purpose. So I'm super proud of you for that. And in the journey of pursuing purpose, you founded Heart to Heart. Tell us about Heart to Heart.
So Heart to Heart, Heart to Heart was literally, I launched it February 2014. I was literally, first and foremost, the enemy is very sneaky and conniving sometimes because he has a way of making you feel like you don't have a story. You know, you don't have what it takes to speak into anybody's life. Who do you think you are, type of thing. And so when God gave me Heart to Heart, everything that he whispered to me, I was whispering back to God. I'm like, God, I don't know if I have what it takes to, speak life into these individuals. I don't have the connections. I don't have the building. I don't have the funds. I don't have it. I don't even feel like I have the experience or even the stories to even qualify me for this thing that you're giving me, And so, however, I wrote it down. And I allowed him every day to just pour into me. And he said, look, this is going to be a safe haven for young adults in the community where we get to have healthy dialogues about issues that are never really discussed in this world, right? And so I started off with just 50 people, y'all, 50 people. 50 people joined my first Heart to Heart. We was, I believe, in a storefront, a plaza, and people were just coming. Some of the people I didn't even know. I'm just gonna be real. Some people I knew, and others was like, where did you come from? Like, how did you even hear about me? All I did was put a flyer out there and you showed up, And we went on for about a year being in, a storefront, traveling to different places, because there was a season for this storefront and we had to go somewhere else. And lives were changed. My first topic, I believe we talked about soul ties. And if you ever, dated the devil's son, dated the devil's daughter, you know how hard it is to get out certain relationships and situationships. Amen.
Yes,
praise the Lord. Don't leave that alone. Okay. And so a lot of people came and their lives were changed. And I believe you were one of my speakers, Coach. And you shared your story. And there were certain people that came to Heart that never heard, they never heard what a soul tie was, And we had healthy dialogues. And towards the end, I can honestly say everybody in the room came and they literally gave their life up to Christ. Whatever it is that was a stronghold to them, it was broken off at that day. So we have healthy dialogues, we open up certain wounds. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. All right, because Heart to Heart, my ministry, I believe, deals with the root. Okay, so we talk about these issues and we give you the tools to overcome. And so it has been a blessing because I've gone from 50 people to now thousands of people. So
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing because Heart to Heart have gone places that I have never been. I think one of my lives had like 5,000 views. I don't know 5,000 people, but my lives go to literally up to 5,000, 2,000, 3,000 people because of what the people that God has placed on my heart to even join. Because remember, I said I was disqualifying myself. I was saying, you know what, God, I don't have the story. I don't have what it takes. I don't have all the experiences. But literally, no one touches Heart to Heart unless God puts you on my mind to bring you on here. Okay.
Amen.
So because he places you on if I ever reached out to you, if you've ever been on Heart to Heart, it's because God put me on put you on my mind to get you on here, because your story will impact, because this purpose that God has given me, this vision that God has given me is not for me. I can't do it alone, and so that's where everybody, come into play, because Heart to Heart is not a one-man show.
Awesome. That is so beautiful. And you know what? It's so awesome because what if you didn't start? What if you didn't say yes to God? What if you weren't obedient? What if you didn't put your fears aside and say, God, I am willing to be used by you. My testimony can truly bless other people. And by my yes, so many other lives can be impacted. And it's so important for us all to keep in mind that it's bigger than us.
Yeah.
It is so much bigger than us. And from your yes, Ludy, there's so many lives who have been impacted. And so it is so important for us to keep that in mind. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than how we feel at the moment. It's bigger than our comfort. It's bigger than the things that we're unfamiliar with, because none of this is a surprise to God. He just needed you to be willing and open. And I'm so glad that he connects people and connects lives, to make sure that the vision happens. There's a mission at hand, and he had to connect you with people who could help push you closer to that. So that's really good.
And if it's okay to say this, Coach, I want people to know that, when God gives you a vision, you're not going to have everything. Because remember, I didn't have it all together. All I said was a yes, and the building came. All I said was a yes, and I got somebody to make my flyer. All I said was a yes, and then, my speakers came, And so I want someone who is watching, who is afraid to step out on purpose. And I believe my former apostle is watching. And one of the things that, he always said, look, the longer you take to step into purpose, the people that are called to you will die. The longer you take to say that, yes, those individuals that need to hear your story, need your testimony, they will remain stagnant. They will remain in bondage. Like, you have been called in this season to set somebody free. Okay.
So good.
And so I just want you guys to, keep that in mind, because there were days where I only had one person in the audience. But guess what? I spoke like it was 1,000 people there, because I knew that one person, guess what? You needed me. That's why you were here. I didn't focus on whether or not I had 30 or 50 or 100 people in the room. I did not. I spoke like I was in front of 1,000. And then that seed was sown. In Jesus' name. Okay.
Amen. That is so good, Ludy. That's so good. And Apostle Ed, he's on. Apostle Ed, we love you. You're always our apostle.
I love you.
We just love you. He's planted so many seeds in us.
Listen, I love this man.
Yes. Oh, such a blessing. Such a blessing. But yes, it is so important, Ludy, that we say yes, because I'm telling you, it's not about us. And it's important that we are faithful with the assignment. So I don't care if it's one person that shows up, because it is about the assignment. And success, people kind of define success by numbers and all that good stuff. That will come, but your obedience, your heart, this is how can I say this? Christianity is a matter of the heart, right? And so you want to make sure that your heart is pure in all that you do, and everything else comes. God adds all of that. And look at you now, being able to reach people in places where your foot has never touched. You haven't even been physically to certain places where you've been able to impact people. And so if you didn't say yes, that would not have been able to happen. And so it's so important that we keep our mind on the assignment. And so thank you for that. And like I said, Heart to Heart blessed me even, just so much.
And I want people to understand that when you don't say yes, you're living a life of disobedience. I'm just going, that hurts, but it is, because people always talk about the blessing, but people don't understand that in order to receive the blessing, you have to be obedient. Because even the book of, Deuteronomy, I believe in the 28th chapter, talks about that. If you want this blessing, you got to obey, So if God is telling you, look, I need you to go speak to one person, but you're like, oh no, God, I want to speak to 1,000. I want to speak to 2,000. But guess what? You were not faithful with the small, so you're not going to be ruler over the much that I have prepared for you. Because if I wasn't faithful with the 50, if I wasn't faithful with the one, there's no way I would have received the 5,000 people that watch Heart to Heart on, Facebook Live. You understand? So when you don't get an alignment, with what God has telling you, what God has told you to do, you are living a life of disobedience. So the moment you do say yes with the small, he will begin to download more into your life. You understand? So the moment you say yes to the small, God is gonna, you know what? All right, I think she's ready for the next level. Okay, she went to level 1. Okay, I think she's ready for level 2. So the more you move, he's gonna move just like that.
Ooh, come on, somebody in here. We are having church this morning, guys. It is so good. I'm excited.
Oh,
but you know, it's so important that we do heart checks, Ludy, because some people, you know, they're doing this with the wrong intent, because you can do the right thing for the wrong reason. But this is not about being a celebrity. This is about your assignment. And so it's so important that you're not doing the right thing for the wrong reason, because it may look good to us, but God truly knows your heart. So you want to make sure that you're pure at heart. And so do daily heart checks, because at the end of the day, it's all about your heart. I'm telling you, it is a matter of the heart. With Heart to Heart, Ludy, you were able to create and found Heart to Heart collections. Tell us about it. I am so excited about the collections. Please tell us.
Okay, so Heart to Heart. I think many years ago we talked about the jewelry piece, you know. I don't even know what year that was, but I've always wanted to create different pieces with a purpose. Unlike different people, I'm never in a rush to get on the scene. I don't care who's doing what on my timeline. Like, God literally broke that off of me. Like, okay, sis, you doing it, but guess what? It's not my season right now. God has said, you know what? So, Heart to Heart collections. I actually gave birth to this line when I was in a crazy behind storm. So it's like God gave me the vision many years ago, but I didn't do anything with it, and it took him isolating me, putting me in this crazy storm, like literally, like I couldn't do anything. All right, and from there he kind of revived or brought to life that very thing that I was sleeping on. And so and for those of you, I mean, you don't know my testimony, but 2019, basically, you know what, looking at homelessness in the face, didn't really know where to go. God gave me a promise. He said, look, I'm going to make you a homeowner. Didn't really see how that was going to come about, because my bank account said one thing and the Bible said this. My bank account said, you ain't qualified, but God said you are qualified. But guess what? I held on to the promise, and God made me a homeowner January 2020, all because of one word. And again, it took me being in a storm, for that vision, that word that he told me to come to life. And because of that, I was able to birth out, my journals, which is, heavenly dreams, vision, and instructions. Write down what he said. I love this because literally everything that God told me, before I had this, I had like a regular, I'm just going to show you a regular composition book, and I wrote down everything that he drew. These colors, they came to me while I was sleeping on somebody's couch. Literally, I was sleeping on somebody's couch, and God said, look, I need you to write this down. And literally these colors came to me. Then he said, look, I need you to write, I need another journal. Another journal is going to come about, because you know what, you're not just going to be, some speaker. You want to be an entrepreneur. You have this desire. So I need you to, give birth to another one. My $1 million idea, dream big, because I'm really big on dreaming big. And this book came about. Then he said, you know what, you have a ministry for healing. You know what, the charms, the line that you wanted to start up, it's not dead. So guess what? I started to draw, and then he gave me this, and this came about I was silent on this for many, many years because, I had to find different people that I could trust, So I had to, contact a few manufacturers and, try on a few things like, see if, I like the material. He gave me this anchor, he gave me this charm that says, I vow to get to the root. He also gave me this, the cross. And he also said, you know what, Ludy, you got to learn to forgive yourself. So I have this thing that says, I forgive myself. All right. And everything just came about. There's another charm that I do have. It's not on here. It says, enjoy the journey, because it's truly a journey. Like, where are you rushing to go, sis? No one should be rushing you to heal. Take your time, and Heart to Heart. This is Heart to Heart collection. Of course, my book that I gave birth, that you helped me give birth, which is Overcoming Matters of the Heart. It's a quick read, but it's a powerful read.
Yes,
And this is, this is where we at. Heart to Heart collections is going to continue to grow. There's a few things, God is saying, look, I need you to write down. So guess what? I'm writing them down in my $1 million idea journal. And what I do like about my journal, it's not just a regular journal, but I give you instructions on how to use the journal. So as you look inside, there's words, which I won't, because I want y'all to go on the website. Okay. But, I teach you how to use these journals.
Awesome. Ludy, where can we get all of the Heart to Heart collections from?
You can actually go on hearttoheartcollections.com. Heart, number 2, heart collection, Heart to Heart collections.com. I hope I'm saying it right. I'll write it down in the chat.
Okay. So that's heart, the number 2, heart collections with an S.com. Yeah, you definitely add it to the chat. So that is awesome. So guys, as you can see, right? Because God is not a respected person. All Ludy did was say yes to God. And it was in her most challenging time that God said, here's something I want you to do. Now, usually when things are uncomfortable for us, we're like, God, it's not a good time. I don't feel like it. Not yet, not right now. But it's in those moments that God wants to know, are you going to trust me when it's inconvenient? Are you going to trust me when it's uncomfortable? I'm still giving you instruction. I'm still downloading in you. I'm still showing you what to do. Will you be obedient in this hour? And it's such a beautiful story, because I know it wasn't easy while you were going through it. It didn't feel good while you were going through it. No. And sometimes when you're going through something, you cannot see the other side. But God is so faithful, because he sees the end in the beginning, right? And so it's so important that we trust him along the journey.
Yeah.
So with so much going on in the world, Ludy, what gives you hope?
I think, I don't even know if it what gives me hope, but I didn't even know how to answer that, question, because it's loaded. But I can tell you, of course, Christ is my hope, above everything else, Christ is my hope. But I think what keeps me going is knowing that, lives are being changed, lives are being impacted. It's such a good feeling. Like when I wake up in the morning and I get emails, or when I get a DM, or when I get a personal message like, Ludy, because of you and because of your story, like, you caused me to step out on faith. Like, oh my gosh, Ludy, like, I didn't know that you were going through this, because I'm currently in this storm. But now that I know you got out, I know that I can get out, so I think that's what keeps me going, aside from God, is knowing that, there's people out there that God really entrusts me with, which is scary at the same time, because I didn't really call for this. Like, this is not really what I wanted.
That's okay.
I kind of want, because I'm more of a, I know, right. I'm, to the world, I'm an extrovert, and that's what Facebook says, but I'm a combination of both, because I do like being behind the scenes. I do like, I do like hiding. I'm gonna be real. I do like running, it took me a while to get here, because I'm a runner. When God said, what, hey, I want to use you, I told you go find somebody else, because I ain't with the church folks. I love the Lord, but some of them are crazy, and I didn't like them very much. I'm just going to be real. I didn't like the church people. I had stopped going to church for about 2-3 years, because I dealt with church hurt. and then he kind of dragged me by my little ponytail at the time I had back in college. And he said, okay, well, you know what? You're going to watch me. I'm going to close every door that you have open in your life. And you have no choice but to trust me. You have no choice but to come back to me, because nothing you do is going to work. And that's exactly why I'm here. But do I want to be here? No, because I enjoy being out in the world. I enjoy clubbing. I enjoy doing what I did. You understand? But I'm here now. Okay. And so you guys give me hope to keep going. And it's a beautiful thing. I can honestly say that. It's uncomfortable because, again, I don't like being in the spotlight. But one thing about this minister, I believe in taking breaks. So if life is not, I'm not saying that, when life hits hard, you just go ahead and stop everything. But I truly believe in being filled up. I don't like to run on empty. I don't believe in running on empty. I don't believe in ministering when I'm bleeding, and because I'm not working to my full capacity, like I want to. All right. And so that's what keeps me going. There was something else I wanted to say while you were talking. It came to me, but I lost it. But hopefully it comes back. But yeah, that's what keeps me going.
Awesome. It will definitely come back, because I'd love to hear what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And Ludy, I know I've told you this privately, but I am so proud of you.
Thank
Not
you, Coach.
because it's a perfect journey, but because you keep going no matter what. I am not supposed to get emotional. I don't know why.
Oh, come on, Coach. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
I'm not okay. I'm gonna try not to do you like that. But I am just so proud of you. And I hope what everyone gets from this today is that keep going. Keep going. God is mindful of you. He hears you. He loves you. He is working on your behalf. I don't care what you all are going through. He is working on your behalf. And he has a great plan for your life. A great plan for your life. And so during this season that the world is in, there's been so many changes, so many shifts. I want each of you to look at and think about, what has God been showing me about me? What has God been bringing to the surface about my heart, the way I think, my relationships, the way I do things, my habits? What is God showing me about me? And let me pay more attention to that. There's a reason why things are being brought to my attention. There's a reason why my heart is being pulled and convicted about things. There's a reason, right? That God is really talking to me, giving me more downloads. There's a reason. And so I'm encouraging everyone to pay attention to that. There's a reason for that. And just to pray to God that you will be open, and that he will just continue to do a work in you, right? Starting with your heart, and so that you come out of this not the same way that you came in. Ludy, I know you told us about Heart to Heart. You told us about Heart to Heart collections. What are some upcoming projects that you have, and how can we be a part and attend Heart to Heart virtually?
Okay, so we do have some behind the scenes project working. Just stay tuned on that, because I don't like to speak before the ink is dry. Praise the Lord. So just continue to follow me on Heart to Heart, Ludy on Instagram. But in the meantime, just continue to support. I see a couple of my supporters here now, Ninka, Charmaine. They are always, these women are a breath of fresh air. But next month, we are opening up our new segment, Haitian Women on the Move. So again, we had an opportunity to interview I believe 4 gentlemen in our local community that are making over 6 figures. And the next month we get to interview some powerful women in our community that are making 6 figures, full-time entrepreneurs, like they're doing it, and the whole purpose of this segment is to encourage you guys to dream big. Again, we didn't, we weren't, like you said, our parents kind of raised us to, be fearful. And so my job is to break all these barriers that you've obtained or adapted, all these years to dream big. You can also support me by purchasing a product today, again, hearttoheartcollections.com, purchase a journal, purchase a charm, you name it. repost this video, show Chris Nantha some love. You know, my followers, go follow, you know, Chris Nantha. You know, that's the only way, you know, that's how you can, you know, support your girl and keep me lifted up in prayer. That's all. That's all I ask.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Ludy, you are such a fresh, like you are such a breath of fresh air. Like you're a gem. You are amazing. You make us laugh. You encourage us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're blessed to have you. Honestly, you're a gift to the world. You truly are. It's just so important. And you said so many great things today. And it's so important. I want you guys to know that God has placed a great vision in your heart, but you can't do it by yourself. Mm-hmm. You need support, but you need support from the people that God assigned to your life. People who are going to encourage your dream, people going to help nurture it, not people who are going to discourage you and tell you that you can't do something. If God placed it in your heart, you're able to do it. You can start where you are with what you have. And so I want to ask everybody, what's in your hands? What's in your hands? And that's something that you have to do some self-reflection today and think about that. If you I'm inviting you all to the Masterpiece Society because that is where I do my work. And I started my work with Ludy some years ago, and it's just so beautiful to see her journey now. But my true reward with the work that I do is to see this, right? To see someone say yes fully to God, God's calling on their life, their assignment. And for me, that is the payoff. And so I want to keep you accountable. I want to help you reach your goals and reach your God purpose dreams, right? I want to make sure that you are honoring the gifts on the inside of you. And so if you have been waiting to do that, talking about doing that, dreaming about doing that, writing it on your vision board, it's time to make it happen. Your 2020 isn't canceled, and I'm here to be your spiritual midwife. And so I'm inviting you to the Masterpiece Society. You can go to bit.ly/Masterpiece Society, or you can use the link in the description, but come and join me. I would love to help you pursue purpose. Ludy, any closing thoughts that you have for us today?
There's a few things. For those of you that are watching, and you know, like Chris said, you know, you have a purpose on the inside of you, and I just wrote down a few things before I forget them. Number one, your mistakes and your imperfection doesn't disqualify you to be used by God. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time. Your mistakes and your imperfections do not disqualify you to be used by God. In fact, you are more on His radar than before. Okay, so that's number one. And number two, fear only gets loud when you do something that matters. So if you feel that fear, if you feel like, you know, well, oh my gosh, I can't take it, I got to go to the bathroom, oh my goodness, that's a good feeling. Feel the fear and do it anyways. And my last thought is everything is figure outable. And what that means is, guess what? When you step out on purpose, okay, when you step out on purpose, you're going to get no's, you're going to get rejected. But guess what? If you have money, you may not have money, you may not have money to go to the conferences and to go to the workshops, but guess what? You have money to purchase a book. You have money to purchase a book. A book, what, costs you probably, what, $20 or under, right? You may not have money to go to these conferences, but you have money to open up a book, to get a book and read it. All right. And guess what? Not only that, but you can go on YouTube, for goodness sakes. If I can just be honest and transparent, I didn't know anything about label packaging. All right. I didn't know about label makers. I didn't know anything about printing. Okay. You know what I did? I went on YouTube. When I was sleeping on that couch, okay, I was on YouTube every night and I was researching literally hours and hours and hours. That's where I learned about label making. That's where I learned how to get my label maker, my printer. And if I could be honest with you, that's even where I got my mentor, who also makes her charms. Hello, somebody. She doesn't know me. This lady is across the globe somewhere, you know, where it snows. And I came across her YouTube channel, and I found her Instagram, and I inboxed her. And she was the most sweetest person ever. And she literally, you know, just started pouring into me, telling me, you know, different things that I should do in terms of, you know, making beautiful packages and making jewelry and all this stuff. She does not know me. And on top of that, she's a believer just like me, a pastor at that. So it's like everything is figure outable. Like the moment you step out on faith, like literally God will begin to bring the people your way. And all because I said yes. So when you get that vision, you get that word, you're going to be rejected. People are not going to want to help you. People are not going to want to give you their resources. And that's okay. But guess what? You can go on YouTube. You can read a book. You can research. Hello. Anyways, I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. Like don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Ludy, that was so amazing. And it's so good, Ludy, because sometimes we focus on the people that tell us no, and
Yeah.
we ignore the people that are saying yes. And
Yeah.
there's more people who want to partner with you. There's more people who want to help you. There's more people rooting for you than the people that think that you're not on yet, right? And so don't worry about that. That's not your people. Listen, God literally deal with people heart concerning you. When God sends somebody to your life, when God deals with somebody concerning you, you don't have to convince them. You don't have to try to get them to believe that you're important. They are already on board. They're on board already because God has dealt with their heart. I mean, there's people ready to invest in you in every different way, financially, emotionally, you name it. And so I'm telling you, let God connect you. Be open, right? Be open, but let God connect you with the right people. Be open to his direction. And I'm telling you, watch your life literally change before your eyes.
And be cautious. Again, be cautious of sharing your visions prematurely with people who God did not give the vision to.
That's good.
Listen, because of those negative seeds, it took me years and years to dig up those negative seeds that those people have planted on the inside of me. It took years of digging up. And so don't be a Joseph. Don't tell your friends or your family your vision prematurely and you know they're not in line with you. All right. You know that your maker and their maker, two different things. Okay. So be mindful of that. Protect your promise. Literally learn to protect your promise. Learn to protect your God said word. And that's all I got tonight.
That's good. Guys, is this resonating with you guys? Has this blessed you? I hope that this really has put some fire in you for you to really live out loud and stop hiding. If this has blessed you, please put yes in the chat, put yes in the comments. Yes, this has blessed me. Yes, I'm ready to move forward. Yes, I am really wanting God to do a work in my life. And yes, I am a willing vessel. Be willing, be willing. It is your time. It is your time. Stop waiting. Stop wishing to go back. There is no normal, so you're not going back there, right? We're only moving forward. And so I'm super excited of what God is doing in your life, Ludy, and what he's going to do in the lives of the people that are watching this, those who are willing, who are open. God wants to use you in such a mighty way. And so there's no time like the present. So I'm excited, guys. Make sure that you go to hearttoheartcollections.com, get your journals, get your charms. Okay, it's well worth it. And also for those of you who are ready to truly step out and do what God has been calling you to do. Meet me in the Masterpiece Society. I am waiting on you. Okay, so I'll see you guys there. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Ludy, it has been an honor. Thank you, guys. This is Coffee with Chris Nath. I can't say my name. Coffee with Chris Natha. I am here Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, guys. I'll see you guys real soon. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.